We have Abhishek Karande, CMT, a Technical Analyst Institution Research at SBI Cap Securities. Abhishek, good having you. Thanks for joining in. What's your call, Abhishek? Base case for the next 1 week on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty?
Well, I'm not bearish on the markets. We have posted almost a new high after 7 years. So we might have some kind of sidewaysness or some kind of volatility coming into the markets. So I'm not going to short at these levels. I'll be a buyer at maybe on a dips or maybe even on higher levels also. So once we go above 6,300 in the time to come, you'll see markets gaining strength, and next leg of up move can be seen for 6,450 and 6,500 levels.
Well, autos was the one space which was in focus, while of course you had weekly losers in the likes of M&M, but you had the December sales data which trickled in, and largely it was on the weekend. Ashok Leyland though was the surprise mover of the pack. And that were some of the key takeaways which we've seen this time around. Abhishek, what's your sense? Ashok Leyland, which really has been the joker of the pack, how much more strength to go for this one?
Well, the stock was trading quite sideways for quite a long time. It's come out of a consolidation and it's now headed for next leg of up move till 25. So once we cross 20 odd levels, we'll see the bulls gaining the control and taking the stock higher to 25 levels.
Yeah, but as Aisha was saying, there were activity in some of the others too. TVS Motors, for example, was one of the better performing auto names, and December sales were up 2.1%, but the stock did amazingly well for the whole of this week. So good show put in by TVS Motors. I think the bigger newsmaker for the week would be Financial Technologies and MCX, and particularly MCX because it had a slew of news and a new boss at the helm of affairs, couple of suitors showing interest, and all of that led to the stock being up 25%. Not to forget that Financial Technologies was up close to 30% as well. Let's get in Navneet, who tracks these stocks very closely, to give us all the news that came out for both of these and how are investors believing, or how are investors thinking that the stocks will do next week. Navneet.
Well, clearly you can call MCX the newsmaker of the week. A lot of buying interest was seen in the counter this week. There was a lot of news flow. The board of the company approved the appointment of new CEO and MD. Manoj Vaish has been appointed as the new CEO and MD of Multi Commodity Exchange. Manoj Vaish has earlier worked in places like Bombay Stock Exchange as well as Dun & Bradstreet. And well, there was some news that Universal Commodity Exchange in a consortium with Bombay Bullion Association as well as some strategic partners in form of private equity institutions are looking to acquire about 26% stake in the company, whereas Bombay Bullion Association management confirmed to our channel that they are looking to acquire at least 5% stake in MCX. Well, you also had the regulator, the Forward Markets Commission, which had earlier ordered Jignesha to reduce the stake in MCX to about 2% from an existing stake of about 26%. Jignesha promoted Financial Technology, holds about 26% stake in the company, and on back of these news flows, you saw the stock of MCX for the week going up by over 25%.
Okay, Navneet, many thanks for those details. MCX and FT, the clear performers this week and good gainers as well as that. Abhishek, what's the sense that you're getting? Further strength to go in these two names?
Financial Technology is not my pick. If you have, it's a clear exit for me. It's just a bounce back. The stocks are almost down by 50-60%, and one are not supposed to buy these drawdown stocks. It is just a pullback. One might get trapped again, so I would better have an exit on the stock if I have hold it.
What about MCX though? That's the bigger one, and that's the one that's made a serious move.
MCX can be considered, but not as an investment idea, but from a trading perspective of 5 to 6% from current market levels.
If you took a look at what pharma did, particularly the mid-sized pharma names, the likes of Aurobindo Pharma, the likes of Biocon, they had consolidation for most part of the week. In fact, some bit of correction as well. But that correction got eaten into. These stocks came roaring back, and on very good volumes, more importantly. If you look at Friday's charts, you will see Biocon, Aurobindo Pharma, Divi's Lab, etc. The last 1 hour belonged to these stocks. So good moves that came in. Lots of buy calls there. And Abhishek, I just want to bring you in out here. Say an Aurobindo Pharma or a Biocon, they gave some technical breakouts on the price and volume charts on Friday. Would you buy them come Monday morning?
Between Oro and Biocon, I would be more aggressive on Biocon because Biocon is again headed for 520 levels. It's a clear winner. Coming to Oro Pharma, that stock has already moved up quite well, and there could be a limited upside, but there's still cream upside left in Biocon. So Biocon is a very clear buy at current levels.
Abhishek, just want your views on what you foresee now for Just Dial as well as Apollo Tyres.
For Apollo Tyres, stock is bullish, but one should not buy at aggressive at these levels. Maybe a correction of 2% or 3% and is an apt way to enter into the stocks and then hold on to it, and then you can see, stock climbing again to 5 to 6% upside. Just Dial is a clear, I would rather suggest going long at these levels. One should ideally book profits, and they should continue to book profits on higher levels because the stock has almost rallied quite well. So there's no point in buying at these levels. If you're buying at these levels, where are you going to exit? So that's the question. So it's better to book profit on higher levels.
The other stock in focus really is TVS Motors, and if you pull up the stock price of TVS Motors for the last 1 month or even this week, you will see compared to the likes of Hero MotoCorp or a Bajaj Auto. So they had made a significant move at that, and they were flattish for the month gone by. Hero MotoCorp 3%, Bajaj Auto I believe would be similar, down about 1%. TVS Motors has gained over 40% for the month, and this week too around 15%. So it's showing that clear divergence in movement and entering into newer highs. I think it crossed the 80 mark as well on an intraday basis on Friday. Abhishek, what do you do with the TVS Motors? Because the last couple of months, this one has emerged as a clear winner.
The cream move has already been done, and we are again hitting the historical highs, which is around 85 odd levels. So we are at 78, 79 odd levels. You can see stock climbing again to 85. But this is again, once the stock reaches 85, you can see some resistance coming into the stock prices. So it is just last leg of move. So one should be a little cautious. And in case wants to take an investment position, should not buy at these levels, and maybe we should buy on a correction.
Currency was very volatile in Friday's session, mind you, but the IT stocks were anything but volatile. The CNX IT gained 1.5% to 2% in Friday's session. Infi TCS ended the week on a high as well. So 2% upticks coming in, or 1.5% uptick coming in Friday's session, and which is why flat, but on the high for the week too. 3% for TCS incidentally, and 2,222, that's a nice figure too. Abhishek, do you think Infi, TCS or Tech can cross these levels come next week?
Considering the Infosys chart, Infosys has begun a fresh move we have seen today, and I feel will initially touch 3650 from current market levels. So there's a fresh move. The stock is bullish. I don't have a second thought to it. There's another move will be unfolding. We are almost hitting historical highs. So there's no second thought. The stock is bullish. Considering the TCS, there's a similar pattern. The stock is again good on the higher time frame charts, the monthly and the quarterly charts. So you'll see stock prices again going to 2300 in the TCS from time to come.
What lies ahead, and what trading ideas should you be executing come Monday morning? Abhishek, what about your stock calls?
Well, in this kind of market scenario, I have two stock picks. One is Maruti. Maruti is a clear winner in auto sector, and there's a good closing on the yearly closing charts. So you can buy around 1970, 1800 odd levels. I see stock prices traveling to 1950. So, and you can keep a minimal stop loss of 1738 on daily closing basis. The second pick is from the pharma sector, that's Ranbaxy C. We saw Lupin rallying, and we saw a lot of Biocon, other stocks like Biocon, other stocks rallying. So I feel this stock is poised for rally till initial 520, and we have got a very good close today. So I don't think stock may give a dip, but you can buy at current levels, and then you'll see the price going to 520 levels.
But remember that for Maruti, it's had some massive OI build-up as well. The volumes expanded in the last 1 hour of trade, and the rumor on the street is that what's happened with a lot of other MNC subsidiaries, that is some bit of buyback, that could come about. So that is one rumor. There are a couple of other rumors floating around on Maruti, and maybe that's why the stock has been excited the whole of this week, particularly the last couple of sessions, which is Thursday and Friday. So it's a good move. Just watch out. This could have some more juice left. Even Abhishek is saying the same. Okay, on to the big newsmaker for the next week. It will dominate trade at least on Thursday and Friday, more so in the IT space. Infy will come out with its numbers and CNX IT is on a roll. Let's first get in Sunita from our research desk to speak about what is expected from Infosys this quarter. Sunita.
Absolutely, Infosys will be kicking off the earnings season on next Friday. As far as IT sector is concerned, this is expected to be a muted quarter. Remember, this is a quarter where lesser billable days are there, so we are expecting 2 to 4% kind of growth for tier 1 companies. Specifically to Infosys, we are expecting 1.8% growth in revenue in constant currency. This will be largely on back of 1.5% growth in volume, while some benefits will come because of the cross currency, so that will help. As far as margins are concerned, we are expecting over 100 basis point improvement in margins. This will be because of the cost rationalization that the company has undertaken in past few quarters, as well as the absence of visa costs in this quarter will help them in improving margins. Main thing that we'll be watching out is what the company has to say for guidance. We are expecting them to up the guidance by 1.5% from earlier 9 to 10%, and also we'll be watching out the management commentary on the margin trajectory as well as the recent exits that we've seen from the senior management.
Okay, Sunita, we'll leave it at that. What's the sense, Abhishek, that you're getting about the IT strength that we've seen this week, and in lieu of the Infy numbers, or rather in run-up to the Infy numbers, will we see more strength in some of these frontline names?
Yes, well, the IT pack is a clear winner in time to come. But one has to understand how much upside has been left, and one has to be very cautious that upside could get capped to a certain extent also. So Infosys and TCS have begun their fresh moves, but you can see Infosys going around 3650. You can go TCS looking around 2300 odd levels. But any correction can be considered to be bought, and it's better to buy these stocks on a correction rather than to buy on a breakouts.
Abhishek, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for taking the time out and being with us in our studios and giving us your views. And with that, it's a wrap on this leg of Your Trades from Aisha and me and the team that put the show together. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.